Hey, thank you, Devout, for that subscription. I appreciate you. Subscribe for 24 months. That's 2 whole years being subscribed to the channel. You are almost tied for top subscription here on the channel. Thank you so much. And welcome everyone out there to another session of our Seregen campaign. I am the Wombat of DM, and we are on session 50 of our ongoing campaign. We've been playing for 2 whole years and a session now, so here we are live for your entertainment. Before I summarize last session, I'm going to let the group below me introduce themselves. Of course, the first person is gone. Belzian, the half-elf monk, is not with us today, but he is here in parrot form. I mean, dinosaur? Whatever. The Quetzalcoatl, or, yeah. He's in bird form today, but I'll let Roger go next.
Quetzalcoatl. I'm Avidus, and I'm playing Roger Mays, the Wood Elf Assassin.
Oh, 1 second, we got a sub coming in again. Beck, thank you for the sub, 3 months. Welcome in, and thank you for the lurk. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Wood Elf Assassin? Tune in to find out.
I'm Shade. I'll be playing Ulrich, the Human Paladin.
I am Jaeger. I play Yarvik Venisonburner, the half-elf ranger. Half-elf. Halfling ranger.
I'm Zippo, the Kobold sorcerer who apparently speaks demon. Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of that, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. We are going to be summarizing last episode, which of course was one doozy of an episode. The group finished celebrating becoming Bronze Dragon Clan members, which went about as expected, or maybe not as expected, depending on who you are. Zippo got a last name. And then the group headed north, riding on dinosaurs, toward the council meeting that they're heading to in a week's time. But they were sent to investigate a geographic phenomenon that occurred north of the Bronze Dragon Clan's city of Ildren. So they went and they found a glowy ball and some tainted land. And the glowing ball kind of was pulsing and started dividing and things like that. People were having bad dreams on the approach. It was just all around not necessarily a good time, and it turned out that what was really going on is that a giant demon by the name of Null, or Orcus, depending on what language you know, is torn a hole in the fabric of this world and has stepped out with demons spilling out behind him. And that's where we left it off last time. So, that scene is still before you. Null has spoken in some language that most of you don't understand, but seems menacing enough, and I assume Zippo is translating as best he can, which is why I didn't say that this was all in demonic at that time. There are the smaller glowing balls around Orcus have all turned into demons, and some of them have gone in every direction out into the world, and more demons still are spilling out of the tear behind Orcus.
Well, we definitely have another reason for them to be able to, hopefully provide friendship, because it wants to fight demons and enemies at the same time.
Sorry, is this a Zippo saying
That's
or?
a saying, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if this is a reaction to what's going on, I think Ulrich's like, yeah, and we're gonna back away slowly.
But we gotta at least see if we see the demon that I used to contract with, because you gotta kill him if we do first. We gotta kill him before we leave.
Oh.
You saw several things resembling that vision.
Okay, looks like we gotta kill more than one.
Yeah, like
And they've all kind of flown out or walked away or ran or slithered. All kinds of different things.
sorry. So, is there anything that like would be an immediate threat to us then?
Nothing has yet spotted
Okay.
the group. But that is a good time to ask, what are you doing to make yourself not seen?
How
You're kind of at the lip of this caldera at the moment.
how long is Belzian Quetzalcoatl?
For an hour, I think.
For how
So for about 45 minutes.
how fast can he move?
I think it's 80 feet. Let me double check.
Because we got like a flying mount right here. We can get pretty far.
If he dashes, it is a movement. So that is flash speed of 80 feet, so 160 feet if he dashes.
That's probably faster than our land mounts. Right?
I would think that this is something that we should try
should
to
we-
retreat and call some reinforcements for. I don't think we're equipped to fight the demonic hordes. Just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to fight these guys whatsoever. We need to book it to that clan meeting and inform on behalf of our clan, the Bronze Clan, which we are now a part of, and have sworn oaths to defend to the best of our ability. We know that's where Rift is going, and he's definitely the strongest person there. So we just should book it there and use that as an excuse to unify everybody.
You'll hear no argument from Ulrich on that.
We don't even get to try to kill one.
I'm sure we will have plenty of opportunities to kill them later, but let's try and do it one at a time instead of like hundreds at a time.
Dippo, he pulls out his little notebook and he writes down, he cannot count, by the way, not very well, not like this. So, you see him write down at least 4 killable, and then closes his book, and then it's like, let's go.
Inspiration.
Yes, we're definitely feeding Zippo a number that's much larger than the amount that are here to impress upon him the danger.
4.
It's like 6. That's more than you have claws on one head.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, does it look like... How far away are our land dinosaurs?
You left them fairly close by to you. Fairly close by to the edge of the... Actually, no. Did you leave them back before the dark grass, or did you ride them on the grass? I can't remember.
I think we stopped before the grass so that, and then did the flying because we did not want to touch the grass out of caution.
Yeah.
No, we walked through it.
Yeah, we walked through.
Okay.
We walked onto it, and then he didn't say anything happened, so we rode the mounts through it. And then we stopped at the thing because we definitely didn't want to put them on the thing with the glowing orb was.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're fairly close to where you landed.
And how fast were the movement speed of our mounts?
It was, I think, 40 feet, so 80 with dash. So you'd be moving at double the speed by flying.
Yeah, but only for the next 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're stuck at normal human slow walking speed afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely flying back to the mountain sounds like. Or, I mean, can we do that without being spotted? You said we were on the top of a ridge. So
Yeah,
if
we're
we
right-
fall-
So it's not a ridge. Think of it like a caldera, like it's a plain with a dip in the middle. And so basically like a giant bowl that's like 5 miles wide. And at the center of it is this horde of demons that's slowly starting to fill the bowl.
No, I got it. So we're not, because the map shows us like dead smack in the middle of it.
It's kind of it's just because your symbol is a little bit bigger than real life, right? Think think of the circle that it's above, and I'll move that for a second. The circle that it's above is about the size of the caldera.
Got it.
And you're at the bottom of it. Oop. You're at the southernmost point of it, or if point can be used to describe a circle, of course.
Got it. So I say we kind of discreetly fall back, hit the mounts, and then we're still trying to get north. But I wouldn't really want to go too close. I'd say we go west to the mountains and then go north along the edge of the mountains. Put a little distance between us.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Didn't you guys want to check out what was on the other side of those mountains to the west of here anyway?
In the halfling plan?
Yeah. Now, see, this is a great excuse to go do that.
It's true.
Sure. But we could also, if we go through the Eternal Clan ways and we meet some Eternal Clan people, we might be able to gain favor by going ahead and warning them of the demons than having them just discover them while out picking flowers or whatever they do.
I'm sure we will have the opportunity to walk past some kind of Eternal Clan settlement on the way.
Even if we go across the mountains, we'll be on the halfling clan side, not the Eternal Clan side.
I think this is probably a regional threat. So I think that I think the halflings deserve to know as much as the Eternals do.
Yeah, if we'll stop at the first city we see, regardless of which area it's in, and inform them, hey, a bunch of demons just popped out of a hole in the ground. Rather than try and explain the lights and balls and stuff.
We can also give them a heads up of what they sound like and tell them that this, and as he says what they sound like, if I was going to start speaking in Abyssal, we tell him this is what they sound like. He says it in Abyssal, so the rest of the party understands it, but he doesn't recognize that.
That's some nice black speech you got going on there, Zippo, but that may not help our case. But yeah, let's grab the mounts and go. Quickly away to the west, and then we can negotiate when to go north after we've put some distance between us and these things.
Zippo, are you taking down the spell for Belzian?
Yeah, once we get to the mounts, I'll drop it.
Okay. Belzian kind of like unfolds his arms like, oh. I was having a glorious time being a flying person.
I was too.
So, it's a lot of things out there. Friends, why don't you say we skedaddle?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So I'm gonna need from you. What's your tactic here? So you're in a plane, and I don't mean like an airplane. You're in kind of like a plateau of sorts. Is there anything you folks are doing to assist you getting across this area to some sort of shelter or obfuscation, or is there any spells that anybody's casting to assist with staying hidden? Or what's the plan?
So my understanding is that we are on the precipice of a caldera that drops down. So how far down is that? Are they at our sight line, or are we looking down at them?
You're looking down at them, but it's not like a hard climb. It's more like, think of it as a hill. It's a caldera filled with loose rock, so it's an angle. It's not a cliff.
So point being, we can move back from the face, and then there is
which is how you haven't been spotted yet. But Are you doing anything in after you've gotten away from this area to try and stay hidden, etc., etc.? I'm just getting your thought process, what your traveling plans are, what's going on.
I move as fast as we can, as quietly as we can.
I don't think we need to worry about noise necessarily. I think being seen is going to be the bigger issue.
Right.
Um,
And that's what I'm thinking is like we have a visual break, right? If we back away from like this crest, then we have a visual break. We could just beat feet, right? Like that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think speed is the way here, or not subtlety.
Yeah, stealth would put you at half move, for example.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
speed, let's
speed is
go.
yeah, speed is important.
Feel the need.
Okay. I will also say that there are many different types of creatures. Some that are landbound, some that definitely have wings and are flying. Orcus himself has 2 giant bat-like wings, comparable to dragons that you've seen. So that's something to keep a note for too. Currently, at least from what you saw while you were observing him, he isn't using them at the moment. Except for intimidation, perhaps. All right. So the group is heading due west as quickly as possible using double move. So
Well, we're heading back to our mounts.
yes, you're at your mounts already.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep, your mounts were very close to you. Okay, so if you're going at a fast pace, that's 400 feet per minute, which means every hour is 4 miles. That would be 30 miles in a day. I will say that this will put a -5 penalty to passive perception scores, just as a heads up. You're not really paying attention to the things around you as much as you are trying to get away.
Noted.
I was already in
Right,
La La
I'm-
Land.
What was that?
So I was already in La La Land. Now I'm even more so. Let's go.
I need somebody to roll me a d20, please.
I got you. That's a 9.
Okay. All right. Cool. Good to know. All right. So the group sets off due west, kind of circumnavigating around the caldera some, just to give a little bit of space between you and it. Every once in a while, you see something crest over the caldera and kind of disappear into the dark grass around the caldera that's kind of spidering out from it. Just as a reminder, the tainted grass is kind of networking out like a veins or river or roots. It seems to have tainted the very soil. There's a kind of an acrid smell to it. It seems like even before the tear was created, it had its effects on, well, this this world of Renevar. So, I also, Amethyst, just as a clarification for you, you mentioned a literal tear in the ground. It's actually a tear in the air itself. Just for visualization's sake, it's like a doorway opened up that goes from in the air down to the ground and split into kind of like almost like a rectangular shape, like a door. It's not even like a door, like Dimension Door would be. It's a little bit more sloppy or natural looking. But just a clarification there. All right. So, while you were traveling, you get far enough away from the caldera that you stop seeing any forms of dark grass, and while you try to look for signs of movement as you're kind of fleeing for your very lives, you don't really see any more demons nearby. Do you rein in your dinosaurs at all, or do you continue forward?
Sorry, you were a little choppy there. You're saying as the signs of the threat kind of begins to die down, are we slowing down? Is that effectively?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Personally, I think Ulrich would advocate that as long as it's not harming the mounts in any way, we go as fast as we can. We continue. This is not exactly life is now rosy just because we can't see a problem in his mind.
Yeah, there is no minimum safe distance.
Concur.
What if we all just lost object permanence, so we just didn't think they were there anymore?
I mean, we are D&D players, so that's not totally out of the question.
If we can't see them, they can't see us. Therefore, they're not real, and neither are we.
Now, this isn't about calendars. It's about enemies.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
None of us have our cameras on, so we don't exist. If we're very quiet, the Dungeon Master won't notice us.
Oh my god.
Who said that?
I am a voice in the void.
Now you know why I was advocating so hard for you to have your cameras on. Damn it!
This way we can take more treasure out of the dungeons.
I don't think that's how that works, because I can't see the treasure either. So what treasure?
Oh, your camera's on. Everything you describe is easy for us to see.
Touche, inspiration. All right, so you kind of reach a wooded area closer to the mountain range and go into that. The trees are far enough and large enough that you're able to kind of navigate through them without slowing down too much. But I would like somebody to make another d20 roll, please.
I got this.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Zippo. Oh, actually, I don't know why I said Zippo. We got 5. Okay, Ulrich, your mount stumbles and twists its leg and slows instantly. It can only go half speed now.
Can I at all do any kind of healing upon it?
So does the rest of the party stop?
Can we just double up with double?
You can do some. You can try and do some healing on it for sure. Yes.
Okay. I mean, how bad does it seem to me? Is this a full break? Is this just a sprain? Do I think that, what do I think that some basic magical healing will do it, like the abstract of hit points, or is this like what do I think I'm looking at in terms of?
Sounds like a medicine check for me.
Fantastic. That's a 22.
Okay. Ooh, that does not look like a good break. Sorry, it doesn't look like a good injury. It looks like a break.
Okay.
You think that you could heal it to get it to move to normal speed for run, but not back to full speed. It probably wouldn't be able to keep up with the rest of the group without something like lesser restoration.
Which I do have lesser restoration. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you could try doing lesser restoration on it.
Yeah. Ulrich would lesser restoration as well as lay on hands for say 10.
Okay.
Hell, let's bump it up to 15. Only the best for my mounts.
I can add something to it if it's needed.
I think we'll be all right.
While he's doing that, Zippo's like trying to calm the creature, and Draconic, he's like, "It's okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're fine. You're fine. We'll get you better."
Yeah, that creature's kind of in pain and kind of out of breath. It's panting and something and such. But as you cast the spell, it calms and soothes and kind of moves its leg timidly at first, and then puts its weight on it. And it looks like it's okay.
Cool. Yeah, I was thinking about doing another thing, but there is no reason to. It doesn't do what I hoped.
What were you thinking?
Detect good or evil. No, I'm sorry. Divine sense, which is
Oh, you're trying to detect if there's fiends.
yeah,
around.
which is it's way too short of a range to bother with.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I always forget that.
You'll be able to see it better.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to sense it.
Yeah, really dumb ability, unless you're specifically dealing with something invisible.
Yep. Something that 3.5 did better.
There are those things. Once it seems like it's okay to go, Ulrich is ready to go.
All right. Ulrich mounts back up, and the party moves back out. When are you heading more northward?
I think we were planning to wait till we got much closer to the mountains first, like into that kind of area.
So, like, when you get to, like, here? On the map?
I'm sorry, I didn't see exactly where that was. Yeah.
So, we were about here. If you got here, then you're turning northward?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's going to put us in the
Okay.
foothills. I mean, there's probably going to be trees at that point, as long as we're staying below the tree line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I will say, with the slowdown and also the time of day that you arrived at the Caldera, the Tear, as I'm calling it now, the Caldera, it is starting to get darker as you've progressed to this point. I'll leave it up to you whether you choose to rest at this point or continue forward.
What do y'all think? Do we want to give him a minute, or do we want to push?
What's our range? How far is that?
How far from the Tear are you?
Oh, from our current location to the mountains where we're trying to go.
About another 7 or so miles.
So at our rate, an hour and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think the push is probably worth it for an hour and a half.
Agreed.
All right. You push for another hour and a half.
What's our geography look like in this area?
More the same. The mountains are. You've slowly been inclining as you've headed closer to the mountains. It's not been really much hill as it has been just raising terrain to come up to meet the mountains. It makes the mountains look a little bit smaller in comparison to earlier impressions of the mountain range from further away. because you're kind of raising with the terrain, right? So it doesn't look as formidable the closer you get to them.
So we kind of a lightly forested area, like basically look, there's cover.
Yes.
Okay. I think this is probably a good spot. I don't know if we want fire, but I think this is probably a good spot to rest the animals and rest ourselves.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, you're resting for the night. What are your preparations for camp? Who's taking watch? We'll go through that whole thing.
No fire tonight, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a dark vision spell tonight just because I think it's necessary.
And I think first watch is Roger and Ulrich, maybe?
Makes sense.
And then
Yep.
y'all
you're right.
figure out.
Yeah, it's usually Yarvik and Belzian second watch.
I got third.
Zippo and Dinos for third watch.
Yeah, baby.
And Roger for the second half once he wakes up.
What was I gonna? Yeah, I think. No, that requires concentration. Never mind. I was gonna try something smart, but it's not gonna work. Oh, you know what? Actually, Ulrich is going to before he exits the watch, he will cast aid at the third level on everyone. He will cast it on everyone, so everyone's going to increase their maximum HP and current HP by 10 for the next 8 hours. So essentially, while he's asleep, you have, you can just call it 10 hit points if you want, but technically they're healable to 10 hit points.
Ooh.
So every little bit helps. But he'll do that specifically just before going to sleep.
Speaking of going to sleep, is there any other people who are doing anything? So we've got dark vision for Yarvik. Does anybody else need dark vision?
Yeah, anybody else who needs it. Usually it's just Belzian.
Ulrich can't.
Yeah,
Belzian
Ulrich
can see,
also.
Ulrich can't.
Ulrich, yeah.
Belzian's a half elf, so he has dark vision. It was Jordan who was the other one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Betrayer.
All right. Who's taking first watch?
Me.
I'll take first watch with you, buddy.
All right. Well, in that case, sorry. Yeah, I'll take second then.
Oh, were you taking first watch, Ulrich?
Oh no.
I'll take second then. That's
No.
totally fine.
That all works. And Ulrich casts his aid spell.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it.
All right, so Belzian and Roger take watch. Let me roll for Belzian. And Roger, you did an 18, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that is that with aid, it basically so up to 3 creatures within range, and you cast that on which 3?
I cast it on everyone. I just cast it twice so that we're all covered.
Twice, got it.
And
it's 10 for each.
yeah,
just have
so
to roll.
you could just kind of look at it as like 10 H or 10
right,
temporary HP.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just something that could be healed for the next 8 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's temporary but permanent.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, it's just easier to do it as temporary HP in D&D Beyond.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Roger
and it heals 10 HP if anyone's damaged already, for what that's worth.
Is anyone damaged?
Not I.
No, I
Great,
think we're all good.
I figured.
Perfect. Yeah, the trip up was fairly uneventful, fortunately. Speaking of uneventful, the night seems to be fairly, almost eerily quiet. There's not much sound of nature around either. It's kind of all just silent. From this elevation, you can kind of see out a bit through the gaps in the trees out back into the plateau that you came from. You can't really see much. The sky is cloudy. There is a glow of a moon, but it's not really illuminating much out there. Which, since it's fairly quiet, the only drone you really hear is the drone of what seems to be insects distant.
Oh, nice and quiet tonight.
Hmm. The question is that a good thing?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's a safe distance. But I'll take nothing attacking us over the alternative.
Fair enough.
You think that we'll be able to unite the clans around this?
Oh, I feel that we have a good chance. I mean, who could deny such persuasion as Zippo?
That is, when he puts his mind to it, an excellent storyteller.
Yes, but it does seem like each time he says the story, it does seem to grow in detail.
I'm sure there must be an upper limit. Eventually, he won't be able to remember all of the details.
Perhaps. But he is drawing pictures, so that might help him some.
You can tell what those are?
It's not about me, it's about him.
I suppose you're right. Well, perhaps we should wake up the second watch.
Okie doke. And so who is second watch this time? It's Ulrich
Ulrich will do it. Yeah.
and Yarvik. Okay, perfect.
Quiet night so far, y'all. Let's keep it that way.
Do our best. We're the Not Blind crew.
You know, Someday, hopefully when I'm an old halfling in my bed and I die, I want to be reincarnated as just any other being that has dark vision. This is...
I do not want to be reincarnated, if that's a possibility, if I'm being honest.
One and done.
That would be nice.
Wouldn't mind doing it all over again as, like, a cat. And they just, like, they nap 20 hours a day and then they get up and, eat something and then flop in a general direction of maybe somebody if they have an owner. I could be a cat. I could definitely be a cat.
I'm good. Feel like I've already kind of experienced the pet life, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
More workhorse than pet, but
Right. Probably do perception.
Oh yeah, we probably should do that.
Let's see, dark vision's working wonderfully.
18.
All right. Duly noted.
Maybe a bat. I could be a bat. And you get that great echolocation, or however bats do bat things, Yeah, I could be a bat. Like, they're cool. They just, like, eat fruit and bugs. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? You gotta sleep upside down. That's kind of weird, but,
And give up your duck sausage.
But, I mean, if I was a bat, maybe I would just obsess over, like, whatever the bat equivalent is, like juicy caterpillars. Like, different kinds of... I mean, that's, like, still meat in tube form. It's just,
I mean, I don't disagree. I would say caterpillars are nature's sausages, yeah.
Caterpillars. This is not something I've considered before. You'd need a lot of caterpillar to make sausage for, like, halfling-sized sausage.
Just for DM's clarification, is that a sausage the size of a halfling or a sausage
No,
that's for a halfling?
That would be a sausage for... It would be a halfling-appropriate serving of sausage, but made out of caterpillars, which is kind of gross, but Yarvik's weird.
I mean, if there's just something that interests you, I say go for it. In Orcish, they have this phrase. It's called Hakuna Matata. And it means, no worries. Eat caterpillars if you wanna.
This Hakuna Matata. I could do this.
There.
I will ponder this.
Alright. Well, time to wig Zippo.
So your watch for the entirety of the shift is much the same as Belzian and Roger. It's fairly quiet. You do hear the same drone of insects, although the insects seem to be fairly loud. At times it's sometimes hard to hear what Yarvik is saying, just because the insects are fairly loud around here for some reason. Other than that, not really much to report.
All
right.
Wake up Zippo and tell him what's up. Or what's not up.
All right, sets up.
Good morning, Zippo.
Good morning.
What are you doing? You roll a perception. Anything else while you are keeping watch for the night?
Since they told me the bugs were like pretty loud. I'll definitely be just like keeping watch, getting ready, because if Zippo's not mistaken in his little kobold mind, the bugs would probably be riled up like that if something was near. And it could be us, but it could be something else. So he's definitely like ready in like a combat stance in case something does happen.
Fair enough. So, as you're kind of watching the area, are you looking for anything specifically? Just kind of anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah, won't throw anything out of the ordinary. Zippo's like, while he's looking for anything that catches his eye, something that he figures shouldn't be here. But he's also like, while he's looking for that, he's intently staring at like everything he sees that even kind of resembles the image of what his old master used to look like. So like he's looking for stuff that catches his eye, but like in that stuff, he's looking a lot harder for that than anything.
Got it. Okay. So, you're kind of looking all around, and you kind of notice that the droning noise. Maybe it's because nobody's talking, but it just seems like that insectual sound is just filling your ears. It's just super loud. While that's going on, you kind of look toward the try and find the source of the sound. The insects are it's just too loud. It's quite annoying. You see some sort of movement in the trees to the east of you. Seems to be in a tree about 50 feet away from you.
Gotcha. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna roll a d100 for myself real fast to see what Zippo would do. I have two things I think he would do, and I have them separated. Just know this is very funny for me. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna fire a firebolt at the movement.
Okay. So with Firebolt, go ahead and put the Firebolt into the chat.
Yeah, hold on here.
Okay, so you're hurling a mote of fire at a creature or object within range.
Yeah.
So you saw a movement for a second, so you're not really seeing the creature. So are you attacking the tree that you saw it in?
Yeah, I'm trying to aim it at the general direction where I saw the thing, because the way I see it is like after hearing the noise, and Zippo like having essentially like the deafening noise in his head, he would just be fight or flight, and so that's why I rolled the D100. So his fight instinct kicked in, so he just fireballed immediately.
Give me another D100.
All right. 75.
Holy shit. Okay. All right. So, you hit something with it. All right. So there's no saves for this, correct? It's just you hit me.
Yep.
It's because it's a ranged attack.
Yep.
All right. And that's fire damage, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you hit something, and a bright flash of light kind of illuminates the area around you, and you see what looks to be, a large, and I mean large as in size category, insect. It kind of reminds you of the mixture of a humanoid and an insect, like a fly. It has great wings on its back that are gossamer in nature. It's kind of a purplish armored carapace that it's kind of holding on to with almost like a human head, but with hair kind of slicked back on it in a matted, greasy look, with a kind of a hardened face of bug eyes and a long needle-like protrusion coming out of its mouth. It almost looks like a mixture between a giant mosquito and person and fly, maybe. It's truly disgusting. You see at least 4 of them in the trees around that area, one of which is the one you hit. And it springs out of the tree and into flight, as well as the other 4. Or sorry, the other 3. 4 in total toward you.
I will,
And that's where we're going to roll initiative, Zippo.
okie dokie.
The droning grows ever louder as they all take flight. Let's move the map. Gonna have to set that up. Let's use a familiar. Looking map here. So let me just situate the sum. So what I'll say here is all right, let me try and grab everybody and get them into a simple location. Okay. Zippo, the trees that you saw are over here. 50 feet away would have been. So you're about here when you saw them.
I'm not on the map yet.
Oh, yep, that's fair. That's entirely fair. Oh, bam. All right, so I can't do premium assets, so I'm just gonna pull from Google for these creatures. So that's what it looks like. Just hopefully my description did it justice. All right, so did you roll initiative? You did. All right,
You got
let me roll
11.
initiative as well. Okay, you're going first.
All right. Let's see. So, question. It'd be normally an action to wake the rest of the party up, right? Like I could wake one up at a time with an action. So,
You can take an action to try and wake many people up if you're trying to call out, or one if you want to thoroughly wake somebody up.
let me see here. Get something out. Get something out. So, if I thunderclap, would the sound from the thunderclap, because it's a thunder sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away, would that wake the party up, or have a chance to?
I would say there's a chance.
Okay. The downside to it is it's not that far away, so I can't really do much with it. Can't really do much with it. Let's see here. Okay. I'm not really gonna be able to do. Actually, hold on. I have an idea, a better idea. So what I'm going to do, I like this idea better personally, is I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to. Excuse me, sorry. I'm going to throw, or Zippo is going to cast Summon Draconic Spirit.
Okay.
Pop it up there for you. And essentially, he's going to summon a bronze one, since he's in the bronze clan. Oh, if I hit put it in there and then I hit cast, I thought it would do something else, but it didn't. So I'm going to summon the Draconic Spirit for here. Since I've now correctly seen a dragon.
Do you have a token that you can add for that, or
No.
so
don't.
is it a
It's
is it a bronze?
It's like a
Go ahead.
spiritual dragon, but it has like
Mhm.
I guess it would be bronze colored since that's the one I'm summoning right now.
What size is it?
It is large.
And where are you putting it?
It'd be right in front of me.
Okay. I'm going to give you control of it. It's a cute little thing. Look at that thing. All right, so it's a Draconic Spirit, armor class 14 plus the level of the spell, which is what?
5th.
Okay, so it's 19.
Yep.
AC.
Yep. 19 AC, 50 HP.
Just remember, it's a concentration. Creature is an ally. Okay. Obeys verbal commands. No action is required. If you don't issue any commands, it just takes a dodge action. So you'll need to physically tell it what to do, and it'll do those commands. Cool. Good to know. And it'll share the same order as you.
Okay. And then is me telling it a command? Is it a action or is it a like I just tell it?
No, it's
no
just
action required.
it doesn't take an action.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's why it says no action required by you.
Gotcha. And then let me double check one more thing. I'm going to then use 2 of my sorcery points for a quicken spell.
Okay.
And actually, I'm gonna step back before I do that so I don't hit the dragon. And then I'm going to quicken spell Thunderclap. So it doesn't do any damage because nobody's within 5 feet of me to get hit. But I'm mainly doing it for a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must make a con saving throw. Just doing for the 100 feet to try to wake the party.
Yep.
And then I'm going to tell the dragon to go up to the closest one and attack it with its full itinerary.
Okay. I believe it will take its turn next time for summoned creatures, but I could be wrong. Correct me on that if I'm wrong.
I have no idea. Let's look it up.
I don't think that. I think that it can go this turn unless it says otherwise.
They can go this turn.
Yeah. There's.
It takes its turn immediately after yours.
Yeah.
In combat, it shows your initiative count. Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like that would imply that it's gonna go. So all right. So and what are you telling it to do?
Just to go full itinerary on the closest one. Just go up to the closest one and
So attack. Does it have a fly speed?
Yeah, fly speed of 60.
It does, of 60. Okay, perfect. And what's your immunity, or sorry, your
For bronze dragon, I think it's lightning.
So it is lightning, yes. So it's damage resistance,
Yep.
not immunity. Okay. Got it. All right. Okay, so go ahead and move it to attack the creature of your choice.
This one looks closer.
Okay.
And then make a number of rend attack equal to half the spell's level rounded down, so 2. Rend is a melee weapon attack, your spell attack modifier to hit. So it would be +5. So d20 +5. A 13 on the first rend attack. On the dragon, or not the dragon, but the fly demon thing.
Okay, an 8 to attack.
It's
That's
13
a miss.
because it adds my modifier.
13?
Yeah.
Still a miss.
On that one,
But the
definitely
good news is, so yes, it does. So the good news is your thunderclap does wake up the group. They're going to be taking initiatives after the creatures, or no, they can. Technically, since the creatures haven't gone yet, and it's still your turn, you folks can roll initiatives, but you can't beat Zippo. So go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll do order from there.
It is then going to and it uses breath weapon. Okay, it's going to then breathe on it, and I need the thing to make a dex.
It can use both at the same time.
It says make the number of rend attacks equal to half your spell's level, and it uses breath weapon. So I assume both at the same time.
Okay,
be wrong,
and
though.
breath weapon is
never used this spell before now.
Let's see.
Dexterity saving throw against my spell save DC, which is 17. Or take 2d6 lightning damage.
Okay, so what's the DC?
17. Dex save.
And that's just for that one creature?
Yeah,
Correct?
it's a cone of 30 feet, but I imagine the only way you could aim it is if it's at that one creature.
Yeah, especially since you're kind of parallel to it right now.
Yeah.
Or diagonal to it, sorry. It does fail its save.
Take 8 lightning damage.
8 lightning? Okay. Cool. All right. Is that your turn?
Yep, that is everything. That is wicking the party up was my main thing, and then getting another tank out there.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of skip ahead. I do need to roll for Belzian.
I mean, Wombat, for what it's worth, the creature we technically suffer from the surprised condition. So that, I mean, do what you want, but that could mean that the creature still, because it doesn't suffer from the surprise.
Yeah, that's fair. We're in the surprise round. You're right. Yep. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so, all right, this one's going to continue to engage with the dragon spirit. This one actually also does as well. These are the two damaged ones. This one flies. Let's make sure I'm doing that accurately. Yep. Flies straight at Zippo and will be attacking. And the other one moves out of sight. But can be seen partially through the tree here. All right, Zippo. I've moved within 30 feet of you. So make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. Anybody else who's within 30 feet of it, please also do so, which would be snap to center. The whole party.
Anyone who is within, I think, 10 feet of me, but let me double check, will get a +5 to their saves, I think. Yes, so you get a +5 to all your saving throws if you're within 10 feet of me, which is everyone but Zippo.
We're all making con saves.
Correct. Please beat a 12.
And we have +5.
Plus
from Ulrich.
5.
Yes.
That
Mhm.
beats a 12.
That sure does. I think Jaeger's the only one, except for Bell's. Yep, Jaeger's the only one. Garvik.
Okay. Yarvik, you wake up from Zippo's spell, or booming in your ears, and then as the hum washes over you from the droning of the insect, you immediately fall back to sleep.
Oh, that's nice. Wake me up later, Mom.
It's 5 more minutes.
So those of you who successfully saved against the spell, the droning sound, which was deafening for a moment there and kind of lulling you, kind of diminishes, and it's no longer as loud. You don't feel like you have to shout over it anymore. I'm gonna say that your dragon's also gonna need to make the same save, and I'm sorry I didn't make it do it sooner.
Let's see if it gets any other bonuses. I don't imagine it does. Okay. Alright, it's going to con save. Has a proficiency bonus in mind. It got a natural.
Okay, it's good. Yeah, it's fine. All right. So the creature does also attack you with its proboscis, proboscis, however you pronounce that. So, all right. So, does an 11 hit?
No.
All right. Okay. That's it for now. Oh, the other two attack. So, your draconic spirit.
Yep.
Does a 14 hit?
Nope.
It does?
No, it doesn't.
It does not. Okay, and then the other one does a 16.
Nope.
Okay, copy that. All right. Top of the round, Zippo, your turn. Or I guess now that it's out of the surprise round, we go to actual initiative. So, what do we roll here? Don't know why it didn't take into account. I think because people rolled without having their characters selected, maybe? I'm not sure. But let me factor these in real quick. So, Ulrich got a
I believe I was.
19.
Yeah.
Yarvik is asleep, so I don't need to really do his initiative, but I'll put it in anyway.
22.
Yeah, Roger is 12. Interesting. And Belzian is... Not sure where Belzian's roll went. Oh, here it is. 10. Okay. Yeah, for some reason this program is not cooperating very well. Okay, here we go. I think we got it now. All right. Yarvik is asleep. Ulrich.
Yep. Ulrich is going to cast a spiritual weapon.
Okay. Where are you placing it?
As a bonus action, of course, he's going to place it right up against the big old bug right there. And
You got it.
It makes an attack of 24.
Ulrich, I'm giving you control of the axe.
Appreciate
There
it.
you go.
Makes an attack of 24.
Attack hits.
And it does 10 force damage.
Force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as an action, Ulrich reaches down and picks Yarvik up and stands him up on his feet while he shakes him awake.
Okay.
I got a school today.
Do not think you went to school at all. That does not track.
Why is
So
loud?
you shake. You take an action to shake Yarvik.
Yeah.
And find that he is unconscious. He is not just sleeping.
Okay. Yep. Finding that I am unable to wake him as an action. Ulrich, I guess, used probably half of his movement to stand, so he'll use the. I'm guessing there.
Yep.
The remaining bit of his movement to run right over here.
And I assume you are out of your armor because you were sleeping.
Good point. Thank you for reminding me. But his axe is never far away. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I will take off his armor.
Others note that as well.
AC 13. Cool. Yeah. That's Ulrich this turnaround.
Okay. Sounds good. Roger.
I mean, I'm wearing light armor.
That's why you have dark vision, because you have light armor.
I mean, how long does it take to put on armor in 5th edition?
Minutes.
Alright. Fine. I still don't have a great idea of where everything is on the map. So we'll get... I think we're gonna move up this way. Get a clean shot at this one.
Okay.
I have allies in range. So sneak attack if a 17 hits.
17 does indeed hit.
Giant pile of dice. 28 damage.
And that's piercing?
Yes.
Copy that.
I'll finish up my move by getting behind this tree. And I will use my rogue bonus action to hide. Stealth check coming up. 18. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. Zippo.
Yeah. I'll leave the dragon out till it dies, I guess. So, I'm going to. Really don't have a lot of close range spells. I have one thing I want to do, but I'd have to lose the dragon for it, and I don't want to do that. It might not be killing anything, but it's taking hits. So I'll just shocking grasp the one in front of me.
Okay.
22 hit,
22 hits.
16 lightning damage.
Okay.
Let me double check something here. Okay, nothing only level 12, so yeah. And I'm going to tell the dragon to keep attacking the ones it is next to.
Okay, you're gonna have the dragon continue to attack the ones up
Yep.
there. Okay. Which one is it attacking? The left one?
The one it's been attacking.
Yep, okay, that's this one.
So it needs to make 2d26 plus 5. Oh, nat 20 on the first one.
Okay.
And a 10 on the second one.
It's the miss.
So if I'm when we crit, do we roll double damage or?
Yes.
So it'll be taking 12 and 11, so 31. Because it's plus the spells level. I don't think it added it in there. No, it didn't.
Okay. 31 damage.
Yeah, piercing damage.
Piercing damage.
Yep.
So I see a 7 and a 6.
Yeah,
that you
because it's
rolled.
1d6 plus 4 plus the spell's level piercing damage. And the spell's a level 5 spell that I cast it with.
Okay. Gotcha. So 36 in total?
Yep, and then I needed to make a dex save for the breath weapon.
Okay. What do I need to beat?
17.
Okay, it
So it
fails.
takes 4 lightning damage as well.
Okay. Still up. It seems like every spell you throw at it, it seems to absorb a good amount of it, and it doesn't damage it as much. Even the breath weapon.
Okie dokie. Just as a heads up, I don't think the melee attacks count as spells.
They don't.
Off the ground, making I was making sure I wasn't messing up mainly. That will be my turn.
Okay. My turn.
Bill's.
All right. Yeah, you're right. Belzian goes first. I don't know why that didn't have him pop up. I think I accidentally double-clicked. All right. Belzian's going to move up to attack as well. He's going to do a flurry of blows by spending 1 key point. 19 for 1 hit. And an 18 for the other for 2 hits.
I believe the appropriate term Belzian would use would be "Whatcha?"
Whatcha? So he does 17 points of damage to that creature. And, that's the end of his turn. It's still up. Okay. We've got 3 targets, but Zippo was the original target, so the creature continues to attack Zippo. Oops. Okay. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
Okay. You take 8 piercing damage as the proboscis kind of sticks into you, and you feel something fill your veins, and your arm where it hit you starts going black as you take 33 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As a heads up, you're not going to be able to heal that necrotic damage normally. This is just like that centipede from all those times ago.
I guess Ulrich recognizes that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so that's 1. The 2 up by the dragon attack as well. What's your dragon's AC?
19.
Okay. Okay. None of those attacks hit the dragon. And then this last one comes up to attack Belzian. And critically fails. All right. Top of the round. Yarvik is still unconscious. Sorry, buddy.
He's just having the time of his life. He's dancing in a field of sausages off in La La Land.
All of them have faces of your party, and they all seem to be humming. Ulrich, your turn.
Okay. Ulrich. So, remind me. If Ulrich doesn't remember, this is fine. But how did we heal the centipede issue? I don't recall.
When you folks rested for the night, it seemed to,
Okay.
with the morning light, dissipate. You also know that greater restoration can solve that
Okay. Cool.
short term.
Thank you. Definitely don't have that handy, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah, that's why the group took an extra long rest in that
Right.
cave.
Ulrich is going to. Let's see. That dark vision. Okay. Ulrich, if I go.
Yeah, I have your dark vision on at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that still technically lasted or not, but if we're good, we're good.
Is dark vision concentration?
I don't know.
No, I think the
Offhand.
spell's last 8 hours.
Yeah, I think
Wow,
so.
that's handy.
Yeah, I think you're good. Yeah.
I never ever take it. And it sure does last 8 hours. Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, so Ulrich, seeing them. Oh, so close. Ulrich is going to risk an attack of opportunity and step
All right.
just outside of that thing's range.
All right. You want me to make the attack?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
21 hit.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Okay. You take 18 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as the sticker kind of pokes through your chest from behind. And so doing, it actually, some of that necrotic energy is in you, but not as much as it did through Zippo, where he got stuck in the arm. You only take 15 points of necrotic for a total of 33.
Okay.
So 15 necrotic, 18 piercing.
Okay, cool. So having done that, Ulrich is going to force all of the creatures, all the bugs within 30 feet of him, which is all of them, to make a wisdom save, please. He's using his conquering presence.
Okay. Wisdom save, you said?
Yeah, wisdom save DC 17.
All right. The one closest to you fails. The one next to Belzian fails. The one to the north of the dragon fails. The one to the right of the dragon succeeds.
Okay. So all of the ones that failed are frightened of me for 1 minute. They can repeat this saving throw at the end of each of their turns. But they are frightened, and since they're frightened, I think, let's see. Okay, now that I've done that, man, I love that it's the one that I moved. Fucking, I took the damage for it to loop in, and it ended up not getting it anyway. In retrospect, how?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Let's see. So, Aura of Conquest, anything within 10 feet of me, which is that, but I moved 20, so if I move down here... Good. Ulrich is going to move back now into the range of this thing. These two are now going to suffer from Ulrich's Aura of Conquest. So their movement is now 0. And they take psychic damage equal to half my paladin level when they start their turn here. Which we are, level 10, so just 5. But I'll go ahead and use my bonus action to attack the one again with the spiritual weapon.
Perfect.
16.
16 hits.
Okay. Is that right? I guess that second level, right? Yeah. So that seems wrong. Does that not upcast?
Yeah, it looks like I only rolled 1d8.
Oh no, okay, wow, this is a really sloppy upcast. I think they may have nerfed that more recently. They must have.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that used to be a lot stronger, but maybe I'm wrong. So it just is the 1d8 plus 5. So yeah, that was it. 8 force damage. Yep.
Okay.
That ends Ulrich's turn.
Roger? Roger, you're muted.
Yep.
There you are.
I noticed. So I'm sorry, I missed which ones Ulrich highlighted that were immobilized.
This one and this one are immobilized.
Okay, can they still attack, or?
Yeah, they just have
They
speed
can still
of 0.
attack, they just can't move.
Okay.
But I will say that this one out here cannot move any closer to us right now.
Oh, good.
And, well, it can't move closer to me, specifically.
Correct, which means they can't move closer to Roger either.
Yeah, that's true, because that is closer to me, so, yeah. But this guy is fine.
He's a little ways
This
away
guy can do whatever the hell he
and
wants.
can't see
yeah.
me right now, so I'm okay. Or probably can't see me right now. I'll
I like that correction. Thank you.
Well, we don't know how good his perception is. I'm gonna move out here and shoot at the one surrounded by you guys because I have a clear line of sight to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it didn't know I was there, I also have advantage on this roll.
You don't have advantage, but you do have advantage from flanking. Don't you?
I didn't think that gave me advantage. I think that just allows me to sneak attack. But
Oh, right. That's
I'm
fair.
gonna burn
Yep,
my inspiration
correct.
for a reroll.
Okay.
Much better.
That's a hit.
And sneak attack damage. 25 piercing damage.
Okay.
I will
It's still up.
I will finish out my move by relocating back behind this tree and rolling to hide again with my bonus action. And that'll be my turn.
Okay.
My turn.
You hear in your head, Roger, "Hey, asshole, why aren't you shooting with us?"
Yarvik has all of the arrows.
All right. So, it's what? Zippo
Yeah.
next? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I have an idea, right? And so Zippo, he's gonna be like, "Well, boys, I'm gonna give up on the dragon. Who wants to be a big thing with me?" Asking Ulrich and Belzian.
Ulrich will pass on that. He feels like he might have more use doing magic.
Okay. Okay. Does Belzian feel confident fighting as he is?
Sure. I could go for a spin. Am I gonna be a flying monster again?
No.
Oh.
So I'm going to burn 4 more sorcery points to twin the spell polymorph on me and Belzian and make us both T-Rexes.
Okay.
I got hurt, and it hurt, so...
That arm really won't matter now. It's tiny and useless on a T-Rex. So.
Exactly.
Let's see here. So you want T-Rex?
Yeah.
Trying to get it up. Uno momento.
Good.
All right, here's a T-Rex for you. T-Rexes are T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus. 5E. Yes, Benji, I know, I love you. He's huge. There you go, Belzy. Or, well, let's start with Zippo. So there you are. Let me give you control of this one and also vision. Actually, no. You have no dark vision. Just as a heads up. But you know you're next to the fly thing. That was an unforeseen thing that I just... Alright.
That is very valid, yes.
Belzian kind of has to fill the space, kind of he's moved a little bit out there to when he grows. All right.
And the dragon also disappears because concentration's lost on it.
Yes, he does. Perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Now, as a big meaty T-Rex, I stand here because I don't have any actions. So just an action to cast.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. Oh, it is Belzian's turn.
Yeah.
Belzian cannot see, but he does know that there was a fly person both next to him and in front of him. He's going to go for the one that came out to attack him. Since he cannot see, it's going to be a 50% miss chance, I believe, for blind, right?
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, okay. Is it just disadvantage now?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Okay. I'm gonna need to figure out how to add this to the. Oh boy, somebody's really yelling outside. Edit. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna edit that. There we go. Perfect. All right. Okay, so Belzian tries to attack in front of him with a bite. Oh, excuse me. And it's going to be at disadvantage, so let's do another attack. Okay. He hits. He sinks his teeth into the large creature in front of him and does 22 damage to the creature. Okay. He kind of steps to the side as well and ends his turn. All right. The two creatures adjacent to Ulrich take 5 points of damage each.
Yeah, I think it's psychic specifically, in case that's helpful.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And then attack. Seeing that there's two larger targets, they both attack those two. Zippo, you're going to be attacked. What's your AC now?
T-Rex AC is 13.
I hit you. Alright, you're taking 43 points of damage as I pierce you with 15 and deal 28 necrotic to your Tyrannosaurus body.
Cool, cool.
The other one attacks Belzian.
Sorry, I did just want to
You said-
clarify, this thing doesn't move out of my range to do that at all?
No,
Okay.
no. Because remember, they're huge, so they take up 3 squares.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Belzian, it just makes the attack, stabs his big toe, and does 34 points of damage to the Tyrannosaurus. All right. The other two begin. Well, one isn't sure what to do and kind of balks a bit before it starts flying off the opposite direction of where they came from, and the other one comes in to attack Ulrich. Ulrich, your AC is what?
It's just 13 right now.
Okay, I miss.
Okay.
All right. Top of the round. Jorvik is still asleep. So you're unconscious for 10 minutes, just as a heads up. Unless something else occurs that assists with that.
That's fine. I just went and got a sandwich. I'm good.
Ulrich.
All right. Sorry. I think I looked away for a second. And what happened to the third one that was frightened of me?
It's flying away.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so Ulrich is going to, as an action, cast Armor of Agathis. Protective magical force surrounds him, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers him. It's going to get 5 temp HP, which, as a reminder, is not going to... Actually, it's going to do 10 because I'm catching at the second level. I apologize. So if anything hits me with a melee attack, they'll take damage. And then, as a bonus action, he'll have the spiritual weapon attack, the one it's been working on.
Okay.
17 should hit, because I believe the 16 hit previously for 10 additional force damage.
It goes down.
Awesome.
All right. And just for the sake of showing which ones are frightened, I'm going to mark them with a blue dot in the top right, if that's blue. If they're frightened and immobilized, they've got that cancel symbol
Nice.
next to them. Obviously, this one is dead, so it doesn't have any symbols anymore. But, all right.
You know, I will say I didn't do a movement, so I think Ulrich would probably just kind of like circumnavigate this thing so that you know, the other one, I guess the other one wouldn't be able to get close to him anyway, but yeah.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Of the big T-Rexes that are kind of lumbering
Yep.
around over there.
Yep. And similarly
Yeah, I see.
with it doesn't really need to move the axe, actually. It's fine where it is. It's immaterial.
Okay, fair enough. All right, and that's it for you,
That's right.
Roger.
All right. Same plan as last time. New target.
Okay, just as a heads up, the T-Rex is taking up a good amount of those squares. 2 of them, in fact.
In that case, I shall go around a little further.
I can draw a shape for you to help kind of demonstrate where that is. There you go.
The second box does not correspond to where the T-Rex is that I can see.
You might need the refresh.
Might- Well, that changes things quite a bit.
Sorry about that. Although I'm not in control of that, so I don't know why I'm sorry.
Let's see where. Well, I had things planned out, but now I'm not sure where I have clear line of sight anymore. Is
You've got that one.
that
Yeah.
that sight line? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll move our 2 squares up here and shoot at this guy. 2. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Didn't think so. I'll go ahead and finish my movement out behind this tree and roll stealth. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Hey! Shoot Yarvik!
No. Why would I do that?
To wake him up! Alright, Zippo.
Okay. So, if I had to guess, I'm gonna guess the one in front of me died.
Yep.
Okay, so, as I can't see anything, can I, like, just walk over its body till I, hit another one? I don't know where the other ones are, so...
So you want to move forward until you hit, find something and attack it.
Yeah, and it's gonna have to... I'm gonna move forward till I find something large and attack it, because I know none of my party members are large. So, I'm gonna specify that, because I'm pretty sure these are large creatures.
Okay. You retain your wisdom. You retain your mental capacities in this creature form, right?
Pretty sure, yeah. I need to go check.
All right. All right. So go ahead and so you're moving until you feel something large.
Yeah, till I hit, like, something large, I can just, hang.
All right. You encounter something large in front of you.
I will bite at it.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage, please.
17.
Okay. You hit something.
43 piercing. And
Cool.
it is grappled.
That's this one.
In my T-Rex mouth. And I can't hit anything with my tail. There's nothing around me.
All right, it's grappled. Cool.
Yep. And if it wants to get out, it's got to make an escape DC of 17.
Sounds good to me. Belzian tries to follow suit. And tries to attack again. And also he fails. Which means that well, he could be attacking anything at this point, so let's roll. Let's roll for that. We're gonna roll. He's got, so there's 5, and then 3 and 3, so 16. So we're gonna roll a d12. No, I'll roll a d20 and okay, so 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He snaps at the air right about here. Right. Creature's turn. All right. The one that Ulrich was attacked by is currently grappled within the dinosaur's mouth. Let's see here. So looking at that, target is restrained. So if it's restrained, does that mean I can't attack?
Restrained just speed 0, I believe.
0 attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Yeah, grapple.
Yeah.
And creatures and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yep.
And the creature's dexterity disadvantage as well. All right. Rather than trying to take a strength check, feeling that it's probably overpowered by this larger creature, it's just going to try attacking at you. Your AC is 13, you said?
13 as a T-Rex.
Okay. It misses. It just can't get its proboscis around enough to stab at you. The other one, seeing that the dinosaur is not really able to, the T-Rex isn't able to see him, he kind of moves up to aid his friend. Somebody who cannot see, do they get attacks of opportunity?
Yeah, that's just with disadvantage. As long as they do the
Perfect.
creature like say I'm next to you,
Yeah.
and I don't go invisible, then it's good. I think. I'm pretty sure. I can double check that. 'Cause I could definitely be wrong about all
Belzian,
these things.
No, you are correct. Excuse me, you are correct about that for all 5e. I just have a small question.
Yes.
I don't know if you've been rolling at the end of each turn. Is it still frightened of me still, based on the reading I'm seeing?
Oh yeah, you're right. He's immobilized. I have not been rolling, so let's do that. It didn't really matter for the one because it didn't want to move. But let's see if it still is. So it's a Wisdom 17, you said? I didn't hear you, but I think you might have said yes.
Yes, that is.
Okay. I made it with a 24.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So, yeah, I got a good roll there. So I do move, and I do attack. But I did, when I did try and move, Belzian actually did manage to grab me with his teeth. Get me with his teeth. So that will be a... what was it? I already rolled it, actually. A 45 piercing. That was the lower one here. 45. All right. So I move over to the T-Rex, and I make an attack. $19 hits.
Yep.
You take 34 points of damage, 10 piercing, 24 necrotic, as I do a solid hit to you.
Okay.
Okay. And let me take off those effects. All right. That leads us to Yarvik, who's unconscious still. Ulrich.
All right. Well, Ulrich is going to. I mean, now that they're not frightened, he is going to probably focus on.
So there's one in Zippo's mouth right now. That's the one right in front of you.
Right, and I have
And then,
advantage on attacks against it, as I recall.
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
The other one is home free at the moment,
Right.
but looking fairly wounded from the T-Rex gashes.
Right. Yeah, I think Ulrich is just going to first bonus action to move his weapon 1 to here. I guess he can't do that because there's a T-Rex there. What am I saying?
Yep. I'm glad I put those boxes out. That helps.
Yeah. So he'll move.
It's hard to fill a whole square.
Yeah. He will move it there and do with the bonus action to.
I can move that one out of the way so that you can.
Oh no, it's all good.
That space is free.
It's all good. Yeah, bonus action attack. Again, that hits. So 11 force damage to that one. And then Ulrich will do with his axe a couple of attacks against the guy he has advantage on.
11 force damage to the free one.
Correct, yeah. Okay, he's definitely hitting, but no crits. For each of these, he is going to imbue them with smiting magic. When he hit with a melee attack, I can expend 1 spell slot to. I'm just making sure that there's nothing else that I've got extra here. Okay, yeah. And then, so that's first things first, 25 magical slashing damage, and then second thing, seconds on top of that, an additional 19 radiant damage.
Which is separate from fire.
Correct, yeah.
The radiant damage engulfs the creature in flames and it burns it to ash, leaving not even a carapace in its wake.
All right. With that thing being dead, Ulrich will move up to this one.
Okay. It tastes horrible, by the way, Zippo.
I guess I should have asked. Did I need the 19 to get there, or would it have?
You did.
Okay.
You did.
Cool. All right. Then that is it.
Okay. Roger.
All right. Well, let's carry on with our hit and run tactics. That should give us clear line of sight. Unless I need to refresh and things have moved in a way I haven't noticed. And shooting the longbow. 17 hits, right?
It does.
That'll be 29 piercing damage to this guy.
It dies. It screams no in abyssal atomic while it kind of collapses to the ground and kind of pulsates for a moment and then stops moving. Gonna end combat there.
Well, I mean, what happened? How far away is the one that's frightened of me?
It took a double move flight-wise and disappeared into the woods.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's definitely no way I'll find it.
Also, I was curious about it because I don't remember it. A spiritual weapon actually doesn't occupy a space.
It doesn't, I know, but I just kind of felt like, I don't really.
It can't end its turn in another creature's space, though.
No, it
I
can.
don't
Yeah,
think.
it doesn't technically
It
occupy
doesn't.
one, so it can set next to you, essentially, on your same space.
Yeah,
Yes, it could.
it's in that weird little area, but
yeah, it's really weird wording.
I was just kind of like, I don't really want to. I was happy with what I did.
Yeah,
but it's a good question. All right, well, damn. I guess I'm gonna try and go back to sleep.
right. I will
Jeez.
also release the polymorphs once the fight's over.
Hey,
Okay.
really random question, but you ever all just wonder where the expression G's comes from for us?
I assume it's from the letter.
Ah, yeah, that's right. That's probably it.
All right. So those of you who took necrotic damage, um, you're gonna need a full long rest to do so. So you resting the rest of tonight is not gonna count toward that. It'll be a long rest for all intents and purposes because you had that rest interrupted, or you already took the long rest. If you were anybody but Zippo, you'll need another long rest to heal all that damage. The spells that you utilized are for your new day, Zippo.
Okie dokie.
Just as a heads up there. The cost of night attacks.
Do we press forward, do you think?
So Yarvik is still unconscious, and he is for a bit until he suddenly wakes up, about 10 minutes after the combat. A little bit less.
Just had the weirdest dream about sausage, but the sausage like had your faces on it, but it was like a field of grass that was sausage, but with your faces on it. It was weird. What happened to your arm? My God.
It very hurty.
Do you need some healing? Because I can heal some of that.
I don't think it will heal in the lull. I rested up where, get a lot of restoration. It's like the centipede we fought. Dagum Cinny the centipede.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Garvik turns around to survey these giant bug carcasses behind the group. That's wow. I'm sorry I missed that. Internally,
Yeah, okay.
Yarvik thinks he's totally not sad he missed that.
Well, shit. Chris, should we just go ahead and get packed up and go? Or what do we want to do here? It's not exactly safe in this area.
Yeah, I mean, we could keep going. Just know if we get into a fight or something, I'm not going to be very useful because I am hurt a lot.
I'm pretty well spent.
I still have a decent amount of spell slots. It's just, I'm perpetually bloodied.
I mean, I think we should probably still try and make some progress on our travel. We can take it slow and try to avoid fights.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Sounds good.
Let's go.
All right. Anybody doing anything else before we leave? Are you guys good to go?
Good to go.
Yeah.
All right. So you mount up on your dinosaurs and head northwest along the edge of the mountain range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of go in and out of forested area, like lightly forested area, to kind of clear area overlooking the plain below, back to forested, and so on. It's kind of intermittent wooded area along here. There aren't really many dinosaurs in this area. It's kind of funny how like when you left the Bronze Dragon area, the dinosaurs also seem to kind of drop off. There were some kind of more south in the mountain range, similar to the animal that Belzian was earlier, but like overall, it's been fairly more normal looking in that way. More what your speed is, or as normal as you can kind of get in terms of being in the Feywilds. Everything's still big, just not that big. You continue to travel, heading north. You see that the mountain to the northeast of you kind of rises alone, kind of separate from the rest of the mountain ranges. You kind of see now the impression of the caldera that spans out to the distant to the distance. You can't really see the caldera itself from here, but you can see some of those tendrils affecting the plane just outside the horizon. It's just a dark scar on the horizon. And you put it out of sight as you continue forward. Facing northward, you see that the you've got a kind of a good vantage point from here, looking out across to the river valley below. The river is fairly small in width. It's still several miles away, so it's just kind of on the edge of your vantage point, and you can kind of see the plain spilling out from there to the northeast as well. The mountains continue to your west, northwest.
I mean,
Roger,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, it sounds like we're gonna be able to start to make kind of a inward cut. Am I hearing that right? To the west, like if we follow it, does it wrap?
That pass is not quite visible as of
Oh,
yet.
okay. I'm sorry.
I think you were saying something that would be visible to Roger.
You know me well. Roger, you see what looks to be a campfire burning just north of the party in a copse of trees about 2 miles north.
I'll go ahead and point this out to the party. Should we investigate?
Yes.
My friends might be foe, but
It's a pretty good fitty shot.
If we're afraid of danger, Yarvik and I can approach and leave you injured folks at a distance.
I'm personally okay.
I mean, I'm injured, but I mean, I can still fight if need be. You know, I can be a T-Rex again.
But yes, you can fight from the rear. You can, cast spells and yell strongly worded insults.
Fair.
All right, let's go check them out.
All right. So, Roger, you're going first. The rest of the group is following. Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you taking any stealth checks, or are you just kind of approaching?
I'll use some stealth to attempt to approach with at least some degree of caution.
Okay. All right. Stealth is a 30. Very nice. You creep forward. kind of disappearing from sight from the rest of the group as you expertly weave your way closer and closer. You see that the campfire sits amongst 3 tents. The tents seem to be erected. You don't see any signs of movement within the camp, though. You see no individuals sitting at the camp or moving about the camp or anything like that. Benji.
Does it look like people have been here recently? I mean, aside from the campfire being lit, footprints, that sort of thing.
Are you going in the camp to check?
How far away am I right now?
I would say about 500 feet.
I will get closer.
Okay. How close do you get?
I'll get reasonably close. Certainly I'll get within the 150-foot longbow short range.
Okay.
And if it still looks safe, I'll get up to the closest point of cover that I can still hide behind.
Cool. All right. So as you get closer, you notice that the tents look to be damaged. There's some gash marks in each of the tents, and one side of one of the tents is actually hanging open. You can't quite see inside. It's opposite you. You could circle around if you'd like to see what's in the tent. You do see that there are footprints. If they're humanoid, they're fairly large boot prints, and every so often you see evidence of some other print that you can't make out. They're smaller in nature. They don't seem to track into the camp though from where you are.
I'll pass this information along back to the party on the rings and say, does anybody want me to check out that tent that's ripped open?
Yeah.
I'll circle around the outskirts of the camp to get a better angle at that.
All right. You circle around and can see inside the tent. Inside lays a marred suit of armor, the metal twisted and rent open. It seems to be torn from head down to the chest, completely rent. It lays motionless there.
Interesting.
The areas where the armor is damaged is also blackened, almost as if charred, but it looks more like rust.
Well, this is probably one of the people of the Eternal Clans, but he looks dead to me. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what good we can do here. It doesn't look like anybody's left alive in this camp.
Fair
I
enough.
mean,
Fair enough.
fire was burning. It can't have been that long.
Whatever killed it's probably still around.
So we need to be on high alert.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any look, I mean, we've been doing this a while. Is there anything of use in there?
You think it's safe for me to go into the camp, I'll do it.
I mean, be careful. But if there's something we can make use of. On the other hand, we need to be very cautious about that. We can't be caught with. I got the impression that the Eternals maybe are very materialistic, so we can't really be caught with any of their stuff by other Eternals. You know what I mean?
Who knows? That their culture is a mystery to me.
I mean, I'm making assumptions based on the fact that if I'm hearing it right, they're a bunch of sentient suits of armor and things like that, which is wild.
Is it really materialistic if your clothing owns itself?
I think it's materialistic if you are material.
I think that's like this humanism I keep hearing about, which seems somewhat exclusionary to the rest of us.
I mean, yes, that's perfectly fair, but you and I both know people who treat their belongings like their children. And can you imagine if your belongings were your children?
Well, perhaps best to leave it alone then.
Yeah, I don't know. Might be good to at least get eyes on there, and then we can reevaluate. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
You
what
know,
if they have something shiny?
Maybe a sentient suit of armor can survive that sort of thing. If such a thing could be called living.
maybe.
Well, my curiosity is the better of me. I'm gonna go check.
Okay.
I'll go into the camp and maybe trying to not be super visible from things up above, but not necessarily trying to hide myself from things on the ground anymore.
Okay. Does anybody else approach the camp, or is it just Roger still?
Yeah, Zippo's excited by the thought of shiny, so he's on his way.
Yarvik, Ulrich?
He's slowly kind of easing up to it, keeping an eye out.
Okay.
I mean, Ulrich will follow and just kind of let Roger know that, hey, we are coming and we're not exactly being quiet.
All right, so I need to pocket all the good stuff now before Zippo gets here.
Wow.
All right. So, the camp itself seems, aside from the marred tents and what appears to be evidence of maybe even a brief struggle in areas of the camp, it seems to be fairly unmarred. The fire is popping cheerfully, though it is low. It hasn't been fed in a bit of time. You can't kind of discern without a check exactly how long, but it hasn't been fed recently. The tent that you looked into has one suit of armor that's marred. There's a larger tent that's empty, and then one other tent where it looks like there was signs of struggle. And that suit of armor also is down, but outside of the tent, amongst some high grass just on the edge of the camp. This one, both of its arms have been pulled off, and its head has been pierced straight through. That corruption look to it, that rust, is also present in these wounds.
Interesting. Oh, I wonder where the third one went. I wonder if the third one did this.
That's possible.
Well, they don't seem to have anything particularly valuable here. Except maybe the corpses, but that's too big for me to lug around.
Check to see if there's any kind of tracks or anything leading around away from the camp, and what kind of tracks they might be.
Okay, do a survival check. Okay. There are two sets of tracks. Both seem to be the same sizing as the two corpses that you have found at the camp. Similar sized footprint. This the footprint of a suit of armor. You do see smaller footprints, as I described earlier. They seem to be more animalistic in nature and clawed, but they don't have a path to them, seeming to lead you to believe that these creatures that attacked did not come from land, or if they did, they came upon the group from above in terms of jumping down from the trees. But you don't see any path of them leaving either, leading you once again to kind of confirm they must have been flight, kind of similar to the encounter you had, but not the same tracks.
Right, I'm just gonna pass that on to the group, and then keep a weary eye out above.
Okay. The pair of tracks lead northeast from the camp.
Okay.
I mean, do we want to really be heading? Our original intent was to head towards the Halfling clan. If we start heading east, we're
No.
off track.
I don't think we need to pursue. I was actually thinking the thing we should do is go the opposite of where they're going. So I think our original plan is probably still in pretty good shape.
Yep, I agree. It was nice to check this out. We've got some valuable information, and that valuable information includes we should get the hell out of here.
By the way, as of note for you, Roger, in your check of the camp, while you were kind of picking it over to see what you could glean before Zippo got there, the camp otherwise is empty. There's no possessions. It's been stripped clean.
Oh, somebody looted this place already.
Yes. Seems like it.
Or maybe these suits of armor don't need material wealth. So back to the west?
Yeah.
Yep.
The west.
West is the best.
All right.
Yep.
The party turns their backs on this scene and mounts their dinosaurs and begins heading west, where we will end session for the night.
Why go east when you can go west?
So I will say this, sorry for the shorter session because we started a little bit later, but that's perfectly okay. Sometimes life happens, no fault of anybody's. So I only say that just because we are cutting it off now. I want to give everybody the last 10 minutes to, get what they need to do back. So thank you everyone out there in Twitch for joining us. I appreciate you sticking around. An interesting 50th session, but one nonetheless. And we will see you in 2 weeks for our next session, session 51. That would be May 30th. So group members, check your calendars, see if that's good for you, and we will hopefully be back in 2 weeks. If not, different Tuesday this month or next. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.